Okay, now I'm gonna start this now. Okay, I gotta start this now. Of doing a live stream. I know it's early. I said I was gonna do it at 2:10, but I decided to do a little early. So it's gonna be 2. So I started early. So and I sent out a video. So before you see this, watch the video. Then this will make sense why I did it early. So the 2 videos. Watch the 2 videos. Watch the first one, then the second one, then this one, and you will understand why I started early of recording a video. So I'll wait for a minute. No, I'll wait for a couple minutes. Alright? Then we can start. And this time you notice I got a round ball around me. Oh god, a round ball. So a round ball of this. So a round ball, because you know what? I just want you to focus on my face. Literally, focus on my face. Focus. I know I'm a bit too weird, but I know the coronavirus is happening, but guess what? It helps with YouTube. It helps YouTubers record more videos than usual. I'm gonna do, I don't know how long I'm gonna play this for. I'm gonna play for a little while until, I'm not gonna play it until 4. I'm gonna play it until my clock says 4 something, because there's gonna be a lockdown and I need to prepare for it. I know lockdown, it doesn't matter. I'm here at my house. We can't leave at all. So yeah. So the game we're playing now, if you see on the screen here, where we're playing home, and it's a horror game. In my channel I played horror games back in my day, a long time ago. I never played that much horror. But now this is a fully fledged horror game I'm gonna play. And then there's some games I played for a little bit, and I stopped doing the series for it, and I didn't mean to, like the Last of Us, The Last Guardian, Shadow of War, and I got games I need to try out. Like I never tried. There's 2 games I didn't open yet. Is Watch Dogs 2 or Evil Within 2. So, but I'm gonna start with Evil Within 1, then 2, and I don't know about Watch Dogs 2. I'll play Watch Dogs 2 because I played Watch Dogs 1 before. Actually, no, I never played it, but the second one I'm about to play. So there's games I need to go back and playing, and I need to finish the freaking Alien Isolation game. I recorded it before, but I was too scared to go anywhere. But now I need to go fall for it, because it is also a horror game, but you can fight back. So I want to see if it's actually on there. Yeah, it's recording. Gonna send it to Twitter. Then I'm gonna send it out to Facebook. Sorry, I took a picture of you all. Alright, I sent it to every social media. Gonna send a little message in our stream. Alright, I sent a text. Oh, you guys read it. Well, do you think we should start? I'll wait until it hits 10 minutes. We could go when it hits 10 minutes. Boy, it's tiring. So to let you guys, that this one guy, hey person, if you're there, where I'm gonna play a horror game and it's called Home, okay? So, yeah, we're gonna play a horror game, but we're gonna start when 10 minutes are up. Not 10 minutes, but we have 2 minutes to go until it hits the 10-minute mark. Hey, second person, we're gonna play a horror game, and I'm just waiting until it hits the 10-minute mark, so waiting for more people. So far it's just you two guys. And if you guys are just here, and if you know me from my channel, if you know me, I haven't recorded any live stream lately. Only time you saw me live stream was with my friend playing something else, and oh, the guy left, or the person left. Damn it. Maybe they don't want to hear my story and me left by horror. I had a 10-minute. Let's go. So, hope you guys are ready for scares. Hope you guys are ready for scares. I am not really. Your game will be saved automatically. Can we see points? Okay. However, we recommended you put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting. Well, I'm gonna go for a while, baby. For a long time until, I don't know, before 5. Okay. I don't have headphones, but really with it. Turn off lights. Well, it's the daytime. It's not really possible. Well, I remember at that point was finding myself alone. Yeah, I'm gonna do voice acting for my character. This is the voice I'm gonna give him. A little raspy, grown-up voice. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight? The door. No. Shit, sorry. The house. That house. Where was I? There was a body laying on the floor. Who was it? I don't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. Okay, it's the same thing. Ah, the two people left. Oh, sorry, cat. Sorry, cat. The desk I had a computer. And came paper and some papers on it. And a single drawer. I don't know what to spoon, but I don't want the spoon, but did I open the drawer? Do I open the drawer? Yes. Recipes, pens, and a blurry picture. My eyes. I need my glasses. Okay, hold up. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I need my glasses. Right, I'm back. With glasses. Okay. Now I can see it better. I know I gotta look nerdy, but... And sorry I have to look this way, because that's where the screen is. Good thing is I can just do this, like, really quickly. I'm still in the voice, what the hell? Okay. And a blurry picture. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff. Getting my fingerprints everywhere. Blood on the wall? It smelled fresh and stinking. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh, man, I had to get out of here. If that man's dead, then the hallway, what was the blood doing there? Okay. So I'm gonna do a voice for him. Okay, we're still going. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg? I wondered. All I could really recall was coming from home and seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew it. I should have head downstairs. Should have head downstairs. Trying to find a way out. A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked ferment, but executed. Do I free it? Yes, free it. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. There were scrambles of all kinds of random scraps of paper and notes about some kind of water tower. Did he mean the one by the old train yard? Okay, that kind of scared me. An old dining table covered in dust, dishes for 2 people. There were booze, a beer cans, and other liquor. And other liquor bottles. Among the dishes, the smell was turning my stomach. How long had this been here, rotting? The man upstairs didn't look like he'd been dead a long time. Oh shit. A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guessed there was no reason for me to keep this. Do I keep this? Reason for me to keep this. For evidence. Oh, I'll take it for evidence. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. For me, I don't know why I always love voice acting, and for be honest, this is the first ever game I can actually read. Like for the storyline for this character, because he's reading this or he's saying this out loud. The only place I read it with these glasses on, it was The Last of Us. Because I don't know why I pick up the paper and I read it. Because in a zombie apocalypse, you have to know what happened here. If there's a piece of paper, you grab it up and read it. So you have to make sure what happened, and you know, like, okay, somebody's still here. Maybe it's a zombie or something. A collection of rusty tools. These look like they'd seen a lot of use. and were cooked in bump smelling dust. Why weren't they in a shed? This was the odd place to keep yard tools. What would they have been used for in here? A photo similar to the old man that I picked up. It'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Try push it. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere else. Something must have opened somewhere.
Let me check the area to see if... Okay, nothing.
Let's go down then. I don't know why I picked this voice for him.
He looks like a younger guy. Whoa, okay, let me pick up.
Whoa, this is impossible.
Whoa. This is kind of weird, man. You know.
Oh my god, something went wrong. No, maybe I should keep this voice.
I don't know why he looks nice, but
I'm gonna keep this voice, whatever. Maybe he smoked in his teen years. Jesus, that jumped me. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. I'm giving a New Yorker, okay. By the small, I guess it lead to the kitchen. I gave the door a hard shove, and to my surprise, it cracked open. Let me go back. You can look out around. The switch in the wall appears to have unlocked the door.
Let me go. I'm not gonna go through these doors yet, because they're openable.
I look like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. I had been sleepwalking again. Was that why I got to that house? The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I am going to New Yorker. To be honest, he looks Canadian, but I'm giving him whatever. I knew I had to find another way out. The bathroom was spotless. Everything has been wiped to a shine. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning or him. There was a photo. Development tray lying on the floor.
It's kind of the song New Yorker and
British at the same time. Or Australian, whatever. Were sticking out. But they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like tree stump.
Tree stop.
I see a mouse under there. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a sense of names. Signatures of names, sorry. Were written down, but they weren't too scribbled to read. I could only make out a few of the notes. Card. Work. Last one. I promise. It didn't make much sense at the time. The smell of the old dishes and moldy food was dizzying. Freaking rat.
Cause and effect. Okay. Okay. Through that door.
The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must move it, right?
Yes.
I heavily pushed the box forward. I heaved the box forward.
Okay.
I heaved. And it finally gave. Thank God we're going somewhere under. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the package. Did I climb down the ladder? Yes. I looked again at the photo I found in the house.
Okay, I'm going up for him.
The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same photo. I wonder where the wife was. My leg was still terribly in terrible shape. But I had to get out. Footprints in the dust look like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. I can go back to the letter. Places all over were marked on an old map of town. The industrial area near the river overviews houses. and even the water tower near the old rail station. I get him like an old New Yorker, or it sounds like a New Yorker. I don't know why. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. There were all about murders in town over the last few years. What? There was a photo. There was photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more. I tried to find some kind of information. Okay, guys, give me a second. I have a friend to call. Hello? Oh, shit. Hello? Okay, that was weird. That was weird. My friend tried to call me, but it's not that maybe he's missed call. Okay. Back in the game. Oh shit, I almost... A work table covered in papers, dust, and a handgun? I hated guns. I don't know. I don't take it. Did I? Take it. I ticked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow resilient. Okay, I can't use the gun. It was so dark down there, and an air smelled till and period. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Okay, more that way. The desk looked old and was caked with grim. When it was a stake of old, faded paper covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out and labeled notes were written besides. Give me a second again. Hello? Good. No, we're gonna go back on the the April 6th. Yeah, I know it's hard, but we have to go through it anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least you have your mom, right? So be grateful what you have now than everybody else out there. At least you see your mom every day, at least. To never think like that, Marco. If you think about that, that makes it worse. So if you don't think about it, then it gets better. Well, we don't know nowadays, though. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Marco. I wish I can see my friends too, but I can't because of fear if one of us has the Kenora or just gets sick. Like, we can't take that risk. Well, technically, you could go visit somebody, but you have to make sure you have sanitizers and wipes to make sure they're not sick. If they're not sick, and before you get to their house, then you have to wash your hands, put out the sanitizer, and then you'll be fine. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lockdown at 5. Like at 5 o'clock, there's gonna be a lockdown. Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't. I tried that talk. I tried to call him, but it's not letting me call him, or he's really busy. Yeah, I think he's busy. Yeah. For me, I know it's gonna be hard to not talk with your friends, or not able to get out of the house. But at least you can still talk to him, like call him or something. For me, I wish I can like give you a hug, but I don't know where you are, and also like I don't want to get you sick at all too. You wondering when? Well, right now I'm playing a game and also live streaming it for YouTube. Oh, I missed that show. Yeah. Yeah. The old ones, I love the old ones, but every time they become like a new show, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, and I prefer the past movies or past shows. Yeah, yeah, really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or maybe you can call him to come to the house, like maybe around 4:30. Or if he rather stays at his friend's house in the lockdown, that's his choice. This is the most horrible year it happened. Everything is canceled. For me, I can't even go to Mexico anymore. The border is closed and airports are canceled. Hopefully, because my dad said we're not gonna go, and we're going in the August, and my dad decided we're not going because he thinks like this coronavirus is gonna last for a long time, and he doesn't trust himself bringing the corona with him to Mexico. They're just saying that to not really worry people, or that's what scientists say, but it's not true. They just say that to not make you worry. Yeah. Well, bad thing is, our school year might be canceled for the whole year because they already canceled some colleges for for their whole school year. Yeah. Iran, yeah. Yeah. And people made a joke in March, zombies are gonna rose up, but that never happened. Technically, now people are actually going insane, like going to stores, they're actually fighting, and some people are too sick. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we do. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Well, right now I'm with my mom and my little brother, but my sister and my dad went out somewhere. No, they're prepared. They got the protective gloves and sanitizer and wipes with them. We don't have masks, but my mom's thinking to ask our neighbor to knit some masks for us. Yeah. Right, like even right now when me and my mom went to the store to buy more stuff, there was barely any cars. Like moving cars, there's barely any moving cars. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Hopefully he would answer, but if he doesn't, just text him. Well, Marco, I need to go back doing my live stream because I can't wait too long. Even the people who are watching me. And do you want to say something? Like say something nice to the people, or you don't want to? All right, I'll tell him that. Okay. You too, Marco. And do not be sad. You have your mom, and you can call your friends. Do not be lonely. Do not act like that. Don't act they're gonna or don't feel like they're gonna get sick and or something's gonna happen. Don't think about that. Just think something positive. Bye, Marco. You too. Okay, guys. My friend was calling me, and I told him if you want to say something to you guys, and he did. He said, well, hope everybody gets well. Hopefully everybody takes care, and to not fight each other. They be okay, safe, whatever. We go back playing this game. Hopefully I don't get that many calls from people. I think I should have shut off my phone, but no. In live streams is always in live stream. If somebody calls me, I have to call him. If it's Marco or if one of my family members tries to call me, then I call him. If this was a YouTube, then I'll edit the part, but I can't, so it's live. So let me reread this. Reread this. Okay. There were stretch marks stretched out and a letter with notes were written beside from them in fading blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Ha, he, v, I, w, if, None of it made any sense to me. Nothing about Rachel or me was written here. Maybe I needed to keep looking. There looked to be bones, half dug into the ground, and looked old. The fade clothes that stuck up amongst the dust looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? I wonder what would I have found it if I dig deeper. Okay. Let's keep going, shall we? Some kind of homemade wreck, slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? The smell in that room was like old grease and rot. I wasn't getting any closer to finding anything useful. Rusty hooks, like kind you'd find in a butcher, hang from the ceiling. They looked petty and worn from heavy use. That man upstairs did this. I was getting more disgusted the longer I stand there. I felt sick and weak, like I haven't eaten for days. Carefully made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of conserve. The labels were worn and slick, but I couldn't still see the warnings. the slight flames that still illuminated from the cans for more dizzy. Made me dizzy. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. The place was getting worse all the time. I knew I had kept moving. Some kind of old box. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes to them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? If I was scared before, I was terrified now. Why were these photos of our house here? And these clothes? Was that why I was here? I checked my back pocket and realized my wallet was missing. Did I came to the house, or did somebody bring me?
Okay.
There wasn't anyone there. I was hearing something. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful.
Oh my god, there's bones on the other side of this wall.
There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how steady it was. Do I take it? Did I take it? Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. I had the rope now. There must have been a use for this around somewhere. The rope I found had let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Do I climb down? Yes. I could hear a faint hum and a smell from before, starting to get worse. A branch of old newspapers weren't posted. We posted together. The matches had been hastily immersed on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. I wanted nothing more than to get out of here.
It isn't scary, but the few jump scares got me. Oh shit, that was a new door.
I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I passed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I haven't jumped the arc in my legs. The ache in my legs was bad enough as it was. If I could have thought and would have run straight out of these awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At last, I thought I had found the old handgun. It seemed to work. And from the smell of it, it has been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight here, there. An expected Vanderlane. Shelf. I already forgot to do the voice. Jesus. Maybe someone crawled through there. Maybe it was so high that must have been a sore landing. My legs itched just thinking about it. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was gross mustard within it. Odd, there was a similar dirt on my own shoes. Or was I a killer? Maybe so. Let me go upstairs first. I saw a trailer of it, so I had to go up. Disgusting! It was a mess. Filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in the most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. I did not want to keep digging through this mess. I could hear a faint tickling sound, like water. What was that? An exit. A kitchen knife covered in dry blood. Thinking about it, it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I touch it? I touched it. I slipped the knife in my boot. Since I had the gun in my pocket, did I really need this? Yes, we need it for the killing. The exit. I should come over here first. The exit is the what? Oh my god. Door was locked. There was a musty smell from it. God. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regenerator. I had no idea how it worked. Though the dust I cleared could see handprints from positive use, probably from whoever worked in this sewer. I wasn't sure what these valves were for. Did I turn the knob? Yes. Whatever the valve did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. I wasn't sure. Okay, same thing, yes. Was still achieved. Did I turn it? Should I turn it again? Whatever this did. Okay. Oh my god. Whatever this valve did, this wasn't pumping anymore. Okay. Back in the frame. I don't know I was there, I just went to check. Turning those knobs must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. See, my gamer looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a smell. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of ridge water. Do I take it? Yes. I picked the small key, but it was an odd shape. I had no idea what that meant. That it meant open. Might open. The smell haven't improved much. Sorry. Like, I do that to like help you with my brain, because if I can't read it correctly, I have to force it out. The room was dump. The safety poster had different scenes, better days. How old was this factory? The fade paper was yellow and dusty. It had hardly been wiped off recently. The door was locked. I couldn't even feel like anything. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VS tape I found could have been useful. I couldn't help but whatever it was watching me from on the other side. Now it was watching me. I found another dead body. A sewer worker by the wounds all over his face. And a body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes. I thought it would and I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. It was most worried he was going to grab me. I was feeling even more sick from seeing another dead man. I don't want to get any more blood on my clothes. There was a hint of fresh air there. I must have been near any exit. But I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? I used the key ring to unlock the door. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized. Covered in dust. Though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was one of that was missing from the shelf. Wondered what was on the tape and why it was thrown out. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I was wondering what was on the VHS tape I found. Sorry. Do I play? Yes. Oh no. The video showed a man right there in the sewer being attacked, and the tape looked fuzzy and scratched, like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. I couldn't stand to watch that video anymore. I should have kept the video. Just take it with you and somebody can cipher it or something. Or like have it and see what's wrong in that cave. And have evidence. There must have been another end of that. Event shaft. However, used it could have been given past that flooded room. It would with this. Clever, but why go through all the trouble? That's true. If it was flooded and I come back here and go through it, that means I won't go through there and see all the stuff. The climb was slow. Thanks for my sore leg, and the extra weight I was carrying. Would I really need that gun or that knife on my journey back? Or would I taken them for some other purpose? I thought of the videotape still gave me chills. Who was that? Doesn't want to be seen. And what was in that locked room? I was shocked. My head as I reached the top of the ladder and heavily at the hatch above me. Stumbly, the awful smell of that sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. I was relieved to be above ground again. I figured it out. I should have kept moving. Okay. That's where I came out. Oh, I'm still looking at you doing this. There must have been the entrance to the forest that has moved on that map I had seen. However, it was poking around in these tunnels. Under north, that man's house had some notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. They're here. The sign painted out, burn campsite, and walking path within the woods. It was mortally a river, and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scrambles. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest.
I'm going back because I need to go. I know that door's locked. I can see a chain. Right. Hold up. There's a person there.
I see you. An old ladder leaning up to an arc water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down.
Oh. Okay, thank God.
In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Yes. It slid to the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't consider any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should have recovered my credit card and driver's license at least. Did I put this up here? Or was somebody else carrying it? From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewer. I came through here before. If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cold going up here, and I shrugged with any unease sense of what was to come. How do I get home from here?
Freaking man, I'm looking at the. I'm gonna come after you.
I tried the little key I had. Finished out of the murky pump in the sewer. It fit. I heavily opened that rusty door. Was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. old train station was quite a tremble. The only sound was that of the increasing wind breathing the train station. An old map inserted in glass, hang on the wall. It was the train route connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mortified the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? The sorry candles of that place seemed sad, somehow about also ominous.
Check the other door.
The exact ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grim. Stacks of paper lined the counter. Ray remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer looking sheets covered in scrambles and illegal notes. Come to think of it, the man in the house had kept similar scrambles on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water.
What?
Give me a second.
I think.
Go over there now, okay?
I think I want to try something.
Do not play that game. No. Play something else.
I want to play something. But I want to play something, but I don't want to.
I'm recording right now, mother. Go on.
I don't think I live. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Okay.
got it. No.
No.
No, you have that.
Don't eat that. Hey, Joe.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm back. Those on the water tower. Outside too. I guess he could have been coming here. But why? What was he using this old station for? Now I can go. I heard a sniff. Guy looking at me. Oh my god. The whole train has ripped open and hanging from a sheard of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stain part of clothes. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint patches and packs like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shooting here? The ground was, well, worn through. I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching a gun I had found, as I thought. It was getting colder out there, and I had to keep moving. That guy is looking at me. Now I can keep moving. The hell's that? Stop looking at me, fool. I have a gun, I can shoot you. I traveled into the dirt and grass. It was plastic card of some kind. I dusted it off, and it was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Hell yeah, I'll take the credit card. I picked the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Through the fence I could see a distant outbuilding. Described a outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. No, going back. Oh my god. There was a fire pit here. It was still a bit warm, and a few bruises still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out here in the woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Two camping chairs. Folding chairs, camping chairs. They're on the ground. One was knocked over. There was a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry, but why? The cheap dorm tent slept 2 people. I shined my flashlight inside and could see some bedroll, two backpacks, and one cooler. Check the bag. I felt like I kept rotting through the campsite, rooting in the campsite. Someone would walk in on me. I'll take. Actually, I shouldn't take it just in case if people are just going out and on a stroll. There was some personal effect shovel back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there. Yes, read it. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was a worn page of names and list. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained some names. Oh, Heaven, Orvilla. Sorry, if these people are their names, Ashley, Cherry Lee, Iris, Daphne. Sorry, Holy, Rose, Rachel. That's the girl. That's our girlfriend. Hold up, Rachel. Her name was last on the list, and I had a mark this beside it in blue ink. That name, Dolphin, is the names Dolphin, Ovely, had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Shirley, Herman, and Rose had also been crossed out. But those marks looked older and more fade. No, don't, okay. Okay. What am I getting into? The grimy sink had a smell. Patch in it that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in way to clean water there, but the sink did work. A musty wooden plank poppered up the stall door. It doesn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Yes. I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. The sign was The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. It must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I finally found an exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return again. Now I'm returning. I'm going back to the other one. This one. Oh, come on. Oh, it's the house I saw when I couldn't keep forward. Okay, never mind. Oh, that's the house I see. Okay, I'm lost. I'm back where I was. Son of a bitch. Oh shit. A dry old plank table. Picnic table. Sat alone against the trees. It had carbs and marks from years of Prime's campers. As I tried to read some of the names and marks, I had an idea. Thumb and knife. I found it. I could have covered something on that table. Did I? A few strokes, I reached a simple design into the wood. R and H. I felt like a teenager defining the table. I read some of the names and the notes on the things. Tables on the Tron, KUMR, Camer, Uncle Paul, Harry, Daniel, Dave, Dan, Jim. Seemed like the table had seen a lot of use over the years. The plank I found was long enough to cover the bridge, but I wasn't sure it would hold. Oh, you son. Did I cross back over to the other? No. I wasn't ready to head back yet. How can I check my inventory? Oh my god, Rachel, no. No, it's not Rachel. 2 bodies, 2 young women were half dug into a hasty, swallowed gravel grave between the trees. The younger looked one was still faced up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserve better than that. Did I clear up the graves? Yes. I tried to clear them up a bit more, and I closed the young woman's eyes. I figured a surge mark. I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. Oh, the hands are facing up though. The girls wasn't carrying IDs, so I couldn't define their names. I only hope that whoever had done this had done it quickly. I wouldn't know if they had a phone or something at their campsite. Maybe I could call for help. Okay. So I need to go back to the campsite. I don't know how I get to the campsite. This is not the campsite. Okay. The inside of that tent was crumbling. Really? Ovelyn, and Dolphin. By looking at it, the fire hasn't I swear it was just died out over time. Am I not gonna check it? Man. Oh, it's a grave. I made a grave for them, right? Oh, that's where they are. It's been an hour. Still gonna keep going. This is maybe they have a phone in their camp, but I don't know why they didn't let me check. Wait, no, wait, hold up. The forest started to get thin out a bit, and through the trees I could make out part of the town behind. And the first hint of light, the mysterious of that forest were behind me, but I could still feel them on my neck like a warm breath. Those girls I found, someone had taken them from their campsite and had murdered them. Was it the same person who had left that old notebook? I was even more eager to get somewhere safe and to find a way to reach Rachel. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recalled the auto part factory where I had worked as a machinist for all of these years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago. Now times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Oh my God. A fellow worker. I found a body of a security guard just doing his job, no doubt. Oh, my hands are shaking. Let me crack them. Oh, they're still shaking. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was that flashlight his? This flashlight his? I saw the blunt wound on the guard's head and looked again at the flashlight I was carrying. Oh no, please. Somebody used the flashlight I'm using to beat the hell out of him? Holy shit. I dug into the ground. Was a crack old watch. First my wallet, now this watch. Did I receive my watch? Yes. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist, anyway. Don't move. Yeah. One of the lockers hung open. It connects were tossed around. Contacts were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the door and spread around. There was a long power box with 5 lights on it. Cables bust out of the box, sneaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and crumbs had collected on the corners. Cobwebs on the corners. The box wasn't recalled power. It didn't look like the power was on yet. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Door was locked shut, and there was a little electric box under the handle. A sign was posted to the front that said, "Danger, close for repair." Every part of this plant smelled old and rotten. I include the old bulletin board on the wall. The board collected yellowed clippings of newspapers, cartoons, and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. Okay, guys, hang on for a second. I need to go to the bathroom this way. But it's this way, the door is this way, but this thing is flipped, so I'm gonna point that way. But I'm going this way. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, okay? Leave the like on the video. I don't trust myself. Okay, I'm back and I brought snacks. These are Lay's chips, okay? That's what they are. No, these are Raf chips. Yeah, they're not Lay's, they're Raf's. Okay. Okay. There. Okay, let's continue. There was notes to and from the guy that. Okay, I read that. One of them was to Derman. Derman, who was one of the older guys of the line. Dorman took over a general store after the. Oh yeah, the freaking glasses. I keep squinting. Okay. The faculty closed. Rachel and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive, dispirit, and set back. I didn't think I could say the same thing about him. Over old break table. The other old table, the layer of dust and grim only made seeing these string more. Looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wonder, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? Okay. Oh, there's an electrical box. A power panel. I said power box. A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. Nothing happened. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? The panel seemed to be working again. The auger has been shoveled with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. The woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what's happening. Has been shut tight. There was a rusty look card slot on the side. Okay. Hey, go gamers. I forgot I have this shirt on. The gamer shirt. There's a door. Over here, there's that locked door. There was a it's Norman, not Dorman. Norman's locker. The door, what? That means I keep saying Dorman a lot. This is Norman. Norman's locker. The door was beaten, like someone has punched in it. I don't remember him doing that when he's worked here. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Roman and Rachel, I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed too much more at a race when he all hanged out. Another panel that I hope could help me get the power back on. No lights. A regular shelf creamed with meshed tools and items. The items there was a claw hammer on the shelf. Yeah, pick it up. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. They said the same thing. I thought it would say different. The locker was completely messed. Hidden at the bottom through. I was a marker card. Yes. I slid the key card into my pockets. From the musty smell, I amused no one had used this locker for a long time. Wasn't working. Did I try again? Another pound that I hope it's okay. It's gonna be a long one, folks, so yeah, I'm gonna have snacks. Okay, this room. I start with that. I strike with the... Wait, no, strike. Yeah. Struck. I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I had removed the pin, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh yeah, you have too much stuff with you. You already have too many weapons, right? Anyways. This was my locker. They're in my factory. They're in my factory. In the factory. It stunk of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the side. Inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This store was nothing but bad memories. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He had a lot of alcohol at his place. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up here and beat the hell out of him. No horror thing happened yet. It's just a cool storyline. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Do I use the key card? Yes. I slide the card through the old reader and turned the handle. Oh. There was some kind of ventilation hatch here. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurts though, as it was, but I couldn't see any option. Do I jump? No. I was too chicken to jump down there, that broken ladder. Why do I now? There had to be another way. The door has somehow locked itself again. There was no keycard slot on it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Can I reset? Oh no, wait. If I give up now, I would remember what I had seen so far. Maybe the factory, so far around the factory. Quit now. No, shit. Okay, fuck it. I'm going down. It's gonna hurt my leg. But they locked us in here. Oh man, my leg hurts like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes. Most of the letters was visible, violently scratched out, with what looked to be like a blueprint pan. Ball. All I could make out was need to just don't drink. Need Norman. Who was Norman writing to? I messed up my leg. My feet is feeling fine though. Look at me. I'm dancing. The bottom of the vatch had opened. It was pretty high up. I wasn't sure if anyone could have got back up there. I stepped out of the factory, glad to rid of its smell, of the memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was the guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Rumen? And who had root through all of these lockers? I couldn't tell where I was I looked around. As I looked around. But I figured I needed to get to a road. Get my bearings. Maybe Rumen could help. His store wasn't that far from the turn-off to the factory. If I remember correctly, maybe Rumen was it? Or Rumen died. But yeah, I'm limping. Look at me. This is gonna be a long one, folks. This is like better play half, but hell no. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food in slick black bags. I saw a thin green rush corner poking out of one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it? Yes, my driver's license. If I find a car, go on it, and a cop stops me, then I'll explain it. And this is my card, and it's been ripped up by somebody back there or somewhere. Okay, I cleared the card off of best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this, and the watch, and tuck that card into my wallet, next to my credit card. Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they would have stashed it here. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. No. I had to get in the building. I had reached Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he run. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. He's dead, bro. The entrance to the front of the store was locked. From the inside, looked like it could just pop up. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Okay, I was right. He's dead. Somebody came for him and he's dead. Because he knows he was too nearby and he's a witness. No. Oh, no, I'm not going that way. What the hell? One of the Rachel's old armlet coats hang on the rack? That was Ruman's bathroom? Wasn't it? Wait. Why is this doing here? It stank of something dark and wet. Steamed one of the sleeves. Inside the cupboard, it was a small, about impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I don't even think we're legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found to match the others. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun wouldn't fit there. Did I place it back on the counter? No. Hey, hold up. I'm on a horror game.
Sorry.
A pixel horror game, bro. That's what I'm playing. Yeah.
Pigs or pixel?
Pixel. So far, I'm a reader. And I had a few viewers, then they left. I suck. For some reason, I already give a voice to a character.
Really?
Gillen like this type of voice for some reason. Thor waited on. I had a hard time putting with the weapons just then. Okay, that was my sister. Sorry. She was surprised, and she actually felt sad because I had nobody watching. But later, hope you guys watch it with the actual video. Norman, what were you doing with all these? And my wife's jacket. Oh. Oh. I need to do this. I'm sorry.
What's up, Four Eyes? What's up, Four Eyes? Four Eyes.
Doing a live stream. And a horror pixel game.
You know what?
Horror low graphics game. But it's pixelated though.
Ay, fíjate, a ver si no se abrió el horario. No?
Hit it, Dad. Press the button.
Is it open? No, it's not open. I think it's dark.
It's live for me. Now it's closed.
Eh?
Now it's closed.
I ain't do anything.
Maybe it's just the light inside the thing. Okay. The TV was still flickering. Some important channel. I couldn't make it out what was on the screen. But that group just gave me the chills. Oh my God, Norman! Norman, no! Oh no. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of my few friends I had in this town lay dead beside his armchair. His face and his shirts were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wandering with shock. Through they were around dying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why do you have her coat? Norman, maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Yeah, close his eyes. I closed his eyelids down, shivering was as I did so. I wasn't sure if wanted to give him space or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore. What was going on? I hope to hell Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough. but there were water rings. Sorry, a chip went in my throat. Hold up.
Que se lave las manos más, yo hija mí, porque
Rings
andaba de tos y tose y
from the two cups still there in the wood. I've never been to Norman's place before. At least I don't remember even doing it. So. The kitchen trash bin smells fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? I found a hairpin amongst the rotten food and trash, picking it. It was takeout cause and food scraps, looking like Raymond. I keep saying Raymond, but Raymond. Fuck it. Raymond was eating for two.
It's not the long game. No.
Según en California, si sales sin permiso y no tienes que andar afuera, te van a cobrar una multa de $1,000 y te pueden llevar a la cárcel. Santiago, Mariquita. Santiago.
What was this? It looks like a pole chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it lead. Pull it down, chain down. I gave the chain a single tug and a single folding ladder to the attic popped down. Dun 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 dun. No.
Close your eyes.
There was a long cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yes. I opened up the old cardboard box, and it wasn't surprised by what I saw. There was more of Rachel's things, more my wife's clothes, photos, shoes, even that old radio I give her. Why, Rachel? Why were you doing here with Ron?
Don't forget to say thank you.
I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with even. It's not the coronavirus. You shut the hell up. Everything that was running through it. You need to get out of here.
¿De dónde trajeron el craft?
No.
¿Dónde trajeron el craft?
Right across the street from the clinic. I pass my physical. I'll pass my physical.
De ahí. Además que tú te pones todo nervioso. ¿Dónde estabas? Y te vi cómo andabas. Entonces te dije, tómate el agua, báñate, haz esto, cálmate.
I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had been used unusual things. Posted cards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. It never went there much. Rachel usually stopped it by after work if we needed anything. The register has mostly empty, and a fat sack of travel magazines sat beside it. Were you thinking of going somewhere with Rochelle? Norman. There was an icebox. Seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of this contacts were half melt. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on my own hero bills too? Oh my god. There were Viz pass cards, poster cards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be much better shape than of the other postcards. That one showed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. That night continued to take horrible turns after horrible turns. It'd been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, but to find him like that, as thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carry seemed even present. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norma's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers. But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. It was locked. It wasn't the right gate. Word only led me back. I had to find my home. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out, as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he He is my husband and your friend. I need more time to
¿Qué pasó?
No me digas que
solve
me echaste.
this out.
No, ¿verdad?
Way
Yo no
from
le
you
eché nada.
both.
Ok.
I'm going away for a while.
No, si
I'm
tú lo
going
que la
to
estás
tell
haciendo,
him.
yo no te he tocado nada.
Norman, so don't you think you can
Nada, no,
hold that
tocado.
against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to. But he deserved a lot of that much. Goodbye. I don't know what to think. My mind was racing, my heart pounding. I had to get home. I just had to. I had the wrong gate. Okay, guys, give me a second.
You're gonna lift it, okay, hijo? I don't have no grip on it.
Lift it?
Yeah. No. Grab it from the bottom. From where the fierros are at, you're gonna lift it. Ready?
Here.
Put it down. Nice. You can go back. You got it.
Okay, I'm back, guys. Okay. I had entered our backyard.
Okay.
The rain gave me a terrible scene of foreboding,
Ya fuiste a la hija.
Para no salir,
and
tener
it chilled me,
ese fiesta, pero como
though
digo,
my
no
clothes soaked through me. Sorry.
está como que ahorita no vamos a poder
I was
salir
expecting,
fuera de la puerta.
but also afraid. My wife is gonna be dead, isn't she? I had my breath as I hold my breath as I approach our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was one other breathing. Raged, ragged, and tensed. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Of course. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? The table was clean and it hadn't been used any time recently. I think we're gonna reach the end, boys. The door to the basement was locked. Where had I put those keys? There was a small pile of mail. Small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why haven't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contacts were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Do I open it? Yeah, open it. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to no payment. What the hell? I'm not going inside. found the last missing piece from my wallet. Old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, remembering me of better times. It doesn't make me feel terribly comfortable. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had to get part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Stolen travesty. Our television I had purchased I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but it was too late. Rachel was pretty mad about that, I realized. Rachel, boo-boo, don't get mad at me. Rachel, my love and Rachel. Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay. What the fuck? Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces stretched around the room. I couldn't really make myself out anymore. I haven't sure I wanted to. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stunk.
So cover the window?
But I haven't got around to fix it yet. That old house was charming, for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We always luckily had enough to get a house with one of the wonderful old claw-floored bathtubs. It seemed absurd at the time, but it was part of what made the house home. My laptop has been left open and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer on my yes. I picked the key. My laptop was warm. It has been running for a while. Good. I have a big ass house. I'll tell you that much. No, never mind. It's not. Yeah, it's big. Don't tell me I'm gonna find Rachel dead. The books there were half mine. Half was Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more carefully, I looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. One of the book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edited. Oh, somebody's trying to leave. My wife's? Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling about what it is. Open it. Rachel's suitcase continued closed. toilet towels, and a train ticket. Is it what you were going to do with Ron? Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Ron? Was I really such a monster? Oh my god, oh my god. I feel bad for this dude. He went through hell. I unlocked it. He went through hell. Okay. He went through hell, and after he got out of hell, well, yeah, he went through a lot of stuff to get out, but it was technically hell, and he had a messed up leg. And he comes and he goes to his buddy's office, or his house and the store, and a lot of Rachel's stuff is there. And when he got to the house, or like the post box, the note of it, so they were together. So maybe my character did something bad, and maybe if I did a lot, maybe I drank too much and I landed to that house, or somebody took me. And I went through this and I was like, oh, what the hell? And this is happening, I guess. Maybe I was a drinker. I was a horrible man. I was drinking a lot. And now, like, my man has changed. He's become a survivor. But that's messed up. He went through hell. Maybe this is before he went out missing. Because I think the wife knows he was drunk. Maybe that's why. And she doesn't know if he's alive or not, or is he somewhere. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key there. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocks. Looked like there was pastor and an old trowel in there too. There was old clothes, tools, and other things were ominous. Haven't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. Oh, I had put up this diviner well last summer, so we could create a surprise room in the basement. I haven't finished it yet, so the room was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I must have been able to break through it. It found something heavy though. I had put up this different stuck in the front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. Well, I did look around. Is there a room I need to check out, though? Wait. No. Oh yeah, I remember there was a grim key I found in the basement. Unlocked the door. Oh, please don't. It looked like the room had been trashed around. Furniture was a mess. Did someone break in here? Oh my god. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did Did I need to take it? The crowbar? I lift the heavy crowbar. I push it to his weight. There was a place that was stuck. Oh, let's go to the basement. Oh, don't tell me they put my wife in the wall. Don't tell me. Did I break through the wall with a crowbar piece? With a heavy, and I slung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Oh my god, it looks like we're back. Don't look. I'm gonna look. A filthy look pile of rugs. I've been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful. Stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lies within. But I knew I had to. I had to come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, even I looked within the rugs. Did I finally find my room? Yes. Oh my god. Wipes within the filthy rugs pile. And still, was Rachel? She was covered in fading bruise and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt. And I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pocket, were they the tools of her murder? About all I had seen, and wondering if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on sinky legs and made my way back upstairs. Resumed from my journey. I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. What the? Oh, I'm at the bed. Grim discovery. Maybe would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I need some kind of escape. It was my wallet within contact. Is either I dropped that stuff or somebody else. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Roman store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Wait, he did the murders, and he left it there. No. He said everything looks familiar. Yes. I didn't even see how it could happen any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet, and it... okay, sorry. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contacts. But what does it mean? There was an old photo of that other man and his wife. I resumed. I found it in that house. I recall that faint remains I had found deep underworld his house. Sorry. What had he done there? Well, oh shit. I think, was that a man involved in this? Well, mess somehow? Yes. Definitely. Those tunnels and the old tools in his house and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent. That's for sure. Well, maybe I should say no to myself because maybe I lost my wallet, but they're scattered everywhere. And the last one was here. My license was at garbage, and it was a random there. With a few broken pieces that remind of that mirror, I could see my face in gloom, pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually accept the refundance. I felt empty, drained. Pharisees, in theory, I would never know how that mirror came to be broken. Was it by Rachel's assassination, or by Rachel's herself? The thought lingered and would haunt me forever. I believed in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. That quiet in that room unnerved me, trembled. I still love the old times charm of that claw-floored bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. Sad, man. It was the key card I found in the factory, and one that allowed me to slip through the door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Roman was going back to the factory? No. Somebody else was using that locker but how? He haven't gone there because he said, well, Norman would never beat up his locker and trying to get his stuff. He can just figure it out himself. The laptop has finally ran out of power. How long had it been left running? Was I a psychopath? I'm still doing the voice. What the fuck? Did I scatter everything around? My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a different code lock, but I don't have the code. Maybe I left it somewhere. I left the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Han, Ron, Shelton, Iris, Dolphin, Rose, Rachel. Those poor girls, were they victims of some person who had killed Rachel? I wonder what happened. To the other names on that list, or one scratched out on the desk in those wet drums. The man in that house was responsible. When I woke up, I had found him dead around already, though. If I could find the code for the safe, maybe I could still open it. It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. Rachel, you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I don't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? No. Rachel, Norman may have bound her, destroyed me, betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hurt him. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. I don't know what to think. I wanted to put this whole mess behind me. From now on, I have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Just thinking about things like what made me sick with grief. It seemed like I had seen all things always. There was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. No. The mail still sat there, open on the floor. How long had Rachel been laying in the basement? It seemed like that mail had been there for a while. There would be no more dinners there. No more chit-chats over breakfast at least not for us. I couldn't recall when I last ate, but I wasn't hungry at least. It was guilty. I found that. I found that this to a warm, safe place, and to do something about it. Pick the knife up. I took the knife and kept it firmly to my hand. Wait, what? If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with the gun. I'll pick it up. It was like carrying an anvil, but it wasn't like let it go. It wasn't let it go. Not again. I needed to put an end to this hysteria. Only why other.
Yeah. I want to see all the bad because
I must have locked the door. I locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyways.
I'm gonna help you clean. Like, don't. Oh, read it.
Don't know how this is gonna go.
That was it with Rachel.
Like,
Gone.
big mess.
I couldn't stand to be in that
Like,
house
ow.
a moment longer. But I had the gun again and that knife. That wasn't the only way to end
Let's
this.
just
I
do
knew it.
this,
I know. But did I leave
Yeah.
and say goodbye
Oh yeah,
to
let's
the
go.
nightmares forever?
Ow.
I looked again at the knife and gun I carried. I must have been able to use one of these instead.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, fine. You're right, 2 times again. Quality. Yeah. I see pickaxe. Ooh. Ha! What should we do today? You know, but you can use it weird. What do you name it?
I made up my mind.
What do you know, Mama?
There was a yellow sticky note. It had 8 digits. Code on it. The code looked like it might be for the safe. But what
Mari, ya
kind
van a
of...
empezar los de que te robaron el seguro.
But
Mari, ya van a empezar los que te robaron el seguro y que la IRS y que no sé qué, la misma voz de la vieja del año pasado.
the code I found should have let me address the safe. The code worked. I pulled it open, small safe. The door, and peeped inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I when we had first moved to town. In that, we were smiling outside, front of the house, which looked like a real mess. We looked happy though. Odd, I couldn't remember who took that picture inside that safe. was also an envelope. The front of it, it read, "Do not open until I tell you." I guess this was a good time as any to see what was in it. Did I open the envelope, and read what was in it? Read it. I tore open the envelope and removed the yellow line paper inside. On it was a letter written in a hand that looks familiar. The letter. I know this wild event was probably been pretty difficult. You don't imagine how hard it's been for me too. Well, maybe you can. It isn't meant to be an excuse, but, well, I hope you can better understand why I've done what I've done. Moving to this town seemed like such a treat. Oh, there's the wife. A quiet place to get abolished, to live out our lives. What to be together. But you know as well as I do that thing quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing, but as you grew more distant, as you resented into that wood of yours, well, it was clear you didn't need it as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all. But it took all this to make you realize, in the end, though you may never forgive me for this, you may never forgive yourself, but this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. I'm just sorry it had to happen this way, Rachel. Secret documents. That was Rachel. That was with Rachel. Living in this town haven't been easy. The plant had helped in some ways to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had starting sleepwalking, depressing for hours at a time. I had MREs and there's a fly. Piles of doctors' reports, but nothing seemed to help. Not even drinking. But I swear, I haven't tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. These nights had unfurled trouble truths. but I knew it was a fall act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty I wish I had remained uncensored, censors in that room forever. It seemed obvious to me that a man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think other ways. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it? There was attacked? Who was attacked? I had found the contacts of my wallet scrambled throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking got to some new extreme? That thought that I couldn't accept for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest. Even Norman's place, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant. But at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully I thought that would cover my tracks. So I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Even more troubling were those poor girls I had found in those terrible woods, half hidden in the soil grave. Their secret deaths seemed like the victim defending if haven't found them. Would have anyone have done so? Would they have even been missed? I vaguely recall the desk I have seen in those tunnels. The names inched there. Someone had killed those girls. Was it that man? Whatever had happened, I knew that at least that Norman wasn't the one who kept going back to the factory. I hope that meant that he had nothing to do with that guard's violent end. But who had been rooting through those lockers or drinking in that boarded up room? After the factory, I thought I might find some satisfaction if I could just skip a Roman store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider that that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than it ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More impressively, why? Importantly, Wait a moment. Whoever had killed Rachel and probably got after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never knew peace, Norman. But the pins you're transgressing a part of me really did hope that you would.
What do you do?
When I had marched through the ruin towers, rain towers, I desperately clung to the hope that it would. And I guess in a way it did. It did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as sparse as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that grinds me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, or even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there laying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was horror I couldn't ever have imagined. I don't know if I had ever found the answers that I covered, but I know that somehow that other man I had found was responsible for this. It was definitely he must have had a hand in Rachel and in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of this? I had to find out. I had to kill him. My damn con made it difficult to know. Okay. Known memories. Difficult known memories. And time's flames were always a mess. And I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I slung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the suit because of wet grays and the fog. Be gone, child. But don't look at the screen, it's horror.
Okay.
Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and stirred, shocked me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving on my feet. And I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Holy shit. That was the end? Slipping away. Holy shit. That was the end? That took 3 hours of gameplay? Holy shit. Bro, I have to say that was the most amazing game I ever played. That I wasn't really scared, but some moments got me of jumps. But one thing they should keep adding on is more scares or something chasing you or something. All it is just discovering what I've been through, and the gun and the knife. I thought it if I took in them, somebody will okay, this is the end. I thought somebody will attack me or something, so that's why I took it with me. Apparently not. Apparently the guy was dead, or he left, and he left the guns there. So my friend is dead. My friend and my wife, who was trying to cheat with my friend, died as well on the bottom of my basement, and my friend died at his house, in his room. And then we're gonna leave somewhere while I'm going through hell, and I come back and I discovered everything. And those girls in the woods. Jesus Christ, man. In the woods? Girls or more bodies in the sewers in the house? How many did that guy kill? Even if he killed his own wife? Or some psychopath is going around and killing people. And then he said, well, then I went to an extreme when I was like a sleepwalker, because I wandered in somebody's house. But I feel like somebody took him, but I think I shouldn't blame myself at the start. I was like, who do I blame? And I don't know why I clicked yes. I could have clicked no, because who scattered all my stuff around the map? I mean, around the town, at the house, at the sewer, and my friends put no, not the friends, the woods, and my house. 4 pieces. And the watch too, and the watch, but he doesn't say nothing about the watch, but he's wearing the broken watch. Jesus, man. So I hope you guys like the live stream. I might do another one tomorrow. And when you saw when it was ending, you saw on the side Resident Evil 3. But it's demo though, so I'm gonna play it tomorrow if I play it tomorrow in the live stream. But I don't know how long it will take. I watched a video of a guy, but he did a lot of editing, or he did it really quickly. I will try to make it as long as possible. And I'm gonna make I already made a series of 2 games already of demos. I did the first one, Lara Croft, the new one. I forgot the new one's name, but it's Tomb Raider something is the new one. I did the demo of that. If you want to see that, look at my channel, look at the playlist. You will see it. It says demo games, and you will see this game too. I'm gonna put it on there because not this game. Sorry, not this one. The Resident Evil 3. That's when I'm gonna put it tomorrow. So get ready at the same time at At 2:10. Let me put that alarm to make me remember. But I'm gonna be a little bit early, so I put the time. So get ready. I'm gonna live stream tomorrow if I could. If I can't, then it'll be the next day. So see you guys in the next live stream or in a video. So bye.